beautiful beings. Welcome back to the Wild Mystics. It's Airlia here again, and today we are going to be looking at what unexpected change is coming into your life. So we're going to figure out what your fears and wishes are around this change and how they're affecting this change, what will hinder or help this change, what to heal or release, and what to focus on within this change. And at the end, we're going to figure out what your guides want you to know about this change. So we have 3 piles here today. Our first pile is this beautiful crystal ball. It's a Crackle Quartz. Our pile 2 is this quartz cluster, clear quartz cluster. Very pretty. I don't know if you can see all the little clusters in there. And our third pile is this crystal ball here. I don't think it's crystal, but it's got this pretty sort of iridescent bluish purple hue going on there. So those are our 3 piles. Take a minute to take a few deep breaths and figure out which pile resonates with you the most, or which stone or crystal resonates with you the most, and we'll get into the messages. Hi, pile 1. If you picked this Crackle Quartz crystal, this is going to be your reading, and we're going to be figuring out what unexpected change is coming your way. So we have a bunch of oracle cards here that are pre-shuffled. I'm first going to look at these 2 under here because those are going to help us figure out what this change is that's coming. So we have one from the Spellcasting Oracle. This one says Spirit Guides. Beautiful. That's a beautiful picture. And from the Oracle of the Fairies, we have Healing. Very pretty. And this card says, now is a time for you to give or receive healing. Everyone has a natural ability to heal others. Yes, even you. So those are our first 2 cards. So it really feels like this change that's coming for you is going to be a highly spiritual one. It's going to be a very internal change. I feel like you're going to be getting much more in touch with your spirit guides or your higher self. As we can see, there's like kind of a reflection here. So this could be just a deeper level of understanding your, like, inside of your own being and healing deep wounds that you don't know. Or maybe you're going to learn that you are a healer and that you can help other people uncover what wounds they need to heal. And yeah, you can be a healer for others. But we're going to get into some more messages with the tarot cards. Today we're going to be using the Starseed tarot. And these, bear with me, these are literally ginormous. So I'm going to do my best at shuffling them, but they're the biggest cards I've ever used, so it might be a bit difficult. Okay, so what unexpected change is coming for pile 1, for group 1? Spirit, what unexpected change is coming? Someone wants to come out. 8 of Flames. Ooh, something coming in quick. I feel like this is usually like quick, fast-moving messages. I feel like this could be your spirit guides maybe coming in with some intense messages for you. We have the Ace of Orbs. I feel like this one too. The 2 of Flames. And Solar Deity. Wow. Very cool. So here, I'll just show you the cards. We have the 8 of Flames. It's got this beautiful like solar quality too. So this is fire energy, obviously, which is Sagittarius, Leo, and oh my goodness, what's the other one? Sagittarius? Aries, oh my goodness. Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. Okay, so we have that going on quite a bit. Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. And we have Gemini, Libra, Aquarius energy too with the Ace of Orbs. So this is like the Ace of Swords here. We have the 2 of Flames. Ooh, that's some intense looks, and we have the solar deity. So there's a lot of fiery energy going on here. This is actually the sun card. So there's a lot of positive energy surrounding this group, and a lot of quick movement. With this Two of Flames energy here, I'm very much getting some sort of an initiation. Sorry, I'm trying to figure out where you can see these cards because they're so big. Some sort of an initiation going on here. I feel like you're entering the gateway to your spiritual goals, like to to the spirit realm, really, like to the astral realm, or to whatever, to the next realm, whatever realm is beyond. I feel like there's going to be some messages coming in. You're going to have some newfound clarity that's coming, and it's going to really positively impact you and bring a lot of healing to you, which you can then help others heal. So that's beautiful. So we're going to get some clarifiers with the Fantastical Creatures Tarot too. So why is the Eight of Flames here, Spirit? Why is the Eight of Flames here? We have the Eight of Swords. Why is the Ace of Orbs here? The Five of Wands. And why is the Two of Flames here? Four of Cups. I'm sorry I haven't been showing you the cards. And why is the Sun here? Queen of Swords. And we do have the High Priest on the bottom of the deck. I can maybe just put this one in here. I just feel like that one needs to be seen also, because the High Priest is also, the High Priestess. It's High Priestess. The High Priestess is also a very highly spiritual energy. And I feel like this is very much what you're going to be sort of transforming into, is this sort of being that can understand their internal world on a very, very deep level. I feel like with the Eight of Swords here, clarifying the Eight of Flames, you have two eights here. I feel like there's something that has been, that you've been blinded to in the past, and I feel like your spirit guides are going to be rushing in to give you new information about this thing, and bring you this sort of transformative energy where you can take it and use it in sort of this transformative cycle, like a snake. I'm sort of seeing like a snake, I don't know, snake eating its tail. I feel like that's a symbol for something, but I feel like it's like the cycle sort of coming full circle, and you're able to use this sort of what you haven't been seeing, this darkness that you've been experiencing, and this mental fog, to like come out and find clarity and hear these messages that are going to be coming through to you. Yes. So with this Five of Wands energy, I very much feel like you could be going through some sort of anguish or conflict or obstacles. And because on the bottom here, I feel like there's more of these sort of obstacle cards, like sort of darker cards, or I don't want to say negative cards, but you know, they more so represent obstacles and the negative aspect of things. But then up here we have these more positive sort of cards. And so I feel like if you're going through a difficult time right now, I feel like that's going to be what's changing soon, is going to be this connection that you're going to be developing with yourself and with spirit is going to completely change the way that you're seeing the situation and the way you're seeing these sort of negative aspects. Because even on this card, which is representing sort of like obstacles or conflict, this man here, he's sitting peacefully in this tree. He's not bothered by what's going on around him. He's peaceful from within, and so he can keep that calm inside even when there's a storm happening around him. And I feel like that's very indicative also of this this High Priestess energy too. The High Priestess can just sort of close her eyes and, you know, be in touch with herself. And yeah, this Four of Cups, there could be some regret or something that you have ignored in the past that is going to be bringing you out there's this very much this feeling of expansion and growth coming into this new sort of perspective, this new way of existing, this new way of being. I feel like you're going to be getting much more in touch with your mind, but in a new way. There's going to be a lot of clarity coming in and a lot of positivity. I feel like you really are truly going to be going through this sort of gateway into the divine. You're going to be seeing the world. Say you've been seeing the world in like black and white. It's like you've been living in a black and white movie, and all of a sudden you're going to start seeing life in color. And you're going to start seeing like everything differently, things that other people don't see. Everyone else is still going to be seeing in black and white, and you're going to be seeing in this all these different colors and all these different things that no one else can see. But it doesn't mean that they're not there, and you're going to be aware of those things. I keep seeing all these orbs happening here, and with these 8s, there's generally this like infinity symbol, and I feel like there's like these 2 worlds that are like combining together for you. There's like sort of like the negative and the positive, the masculine and the feminine. These sort of dualistic opposing energies that you have in your life are going to be sort of colliding together and merging into this one, and you're going to be able to use all of the aspects of yourself to create this new perspective and to create this new way of being. So this is a beautiful change coming for you, Group 1. It's a beautiful change. A lot of new energy coming in. So now I think it's time to look at these oracle cards. So the card on the bottom here is going to be looking at how your fears are affecting this change. So we have the Horse. It says, accepting help from another, delegating authority. So maybe you're afraid to receive help from other people. Maybe this is what this message is that's coming through, is like messages from other people or messages from guides trying to help you and bring in this new energy. And I think it's time for you to move beyond the fear of help, because a lot of people that are very independent, they're afraid of relying on other people for these things. But just because you are getting guidance and help from someone else doesn't mean you need to fully rely on their energy. It just means that you need to be open to them and open to their perspective. So for what can hinder the change that's coming, we have Empty Well. Number 16. Time to replenish. Sorry, I'm going to be covering up these other cards. And then for what to heal and release for this change, we have Cosmic Diamond. Very pretty. It matches this Crackle Quartz very well. Spread hope and joy. Illuminate the world. I'm going to just get these other cards out too before we get into it. So for what your beliefs and your hopes for how your beliefs and hopes and wishes affect this change, we have the Novice. So this one says, innocence, beginner, ignorance, new skill without practice, unstable curiosity. Then for what can help the change quicken, we have first breath, new beginning. Beautiful. Lots of new beginning energy going on here in Group 1. That's great. And we have where to put your energy for this change, we have go with the flow. Relax and trust. Accept what is happening. Okay, so yeah, I already sort of got into the Horse here for what your fears, how your fears can affect this change. Yeah, so I feel like you could be someone that is afraid of receiving help from other people or asking for advice from other people. And that's going to be very difficult for you because it's hard when you're all on your own to sort of replenish your well sometimes, because then you're just sort of repeating the same old cycles again and again. You're not, you're rarely getting a new perspective, because it's a lot harder to sometimes get that new perspective if you're not open to other people's ideas. And so I feel like this card is really saying, stay open to other perspectives and don't be afraid of the voice of other people or the voice of yourself, your inner spirit. Try not to be afraid of these changes and and use this guide, use these spheres to help you. Because we have spread hope and joy here for what to heal or release. I feel like you could have been in the past with all of these sort of tarot cards that we had here in this cycle, this repetitive cycle of sort of conflict. And I feel like this was something that you were sort of creating by yourself. And I feel like you were maybe isolating yourself, especially with the Four of Cups here. I feel like that's a card where you very much isolate yourself away from others. You sort of push other people away. And I feel like that could have been what was happening to you, and that's what's hindering you. That's what's keeping your well empty. Maybe it's one of those, I don't know, like self-fulfilling prophecies where you sort of keep telling yourself that no one cares about you, no one loves you, and then you keep pushing them away, and that keeps repeating itself. And really, it's you that's creating this sort of isolation and loneliness. And if you open up to other people, then, and to yourself, and to these guides in this other realm, there's going to be so much more energy to help you and guide you. Yeah, illuminate the world. I feel like this card is very much connecting with others. Illuminate the world, not just inside of your own self, but for others too. And this healing card too. It says it's a time to give and receive healing. To give and receive healing. Everyone has the ability to heal others, even you. So I feel like, again, I feel like you maybe feel also like you can't help other people. Like you don't have the ability to help others. But I feel like you do. I feel like you do. And with learning how to help yourself and with learning how to receive help from others, you'll also be learning how to give help to others and give this healing energy to others. So I feel like it's sort of this cycle that we need to break and rework into this new sort of energy exchange. So for what you wish, I feel like you wish for this new beginning. You want something different to happen. You want to come in with a fresh perspective. I feel like you are searching for that. You want change in this, in your life and in your perspective. And that is, with this card representing what can help or quicken this change, I feel like this is saying, like, absolutely, having a beginner's mindset is absolutely going to help you. Starting something new, trying to go back in time and understand what sort of things, what sort of events happened to make you have this perspective, and try to rework them and understand how you can use them for growth. And for what to focus on, you have go with the flow. Relax and trust. Accept what is happening. So oftentimes when something terrible is happening in our lives, or we're just experiencing conflict, even if it's just, our own conflict, often it's resistance to that conflict that keeps us stuck and stagnant. And as soon as we accept things the way that they are, it starts to improve. A quick example of that, I find, is like if you, say, lose an object and you're searching for it and you can't find it anywhere. This happens to me all the time. You lose it, you can't find it, you're very frustrated, you really need this thing. And then as soon as you say, oh, whatever, I'll just let it go, find it another time, there's nothing I can do, I can't find it. As soon as you release the need to find that object, and as soon as you accept that you may not find it, you find it. And so I feel like that very much goes for this situation for you, Pile 1, is that you might be experiencing this sort of these obstacles right now, and as soon as you accept them for what they are and accept that this too will pass and that you will move forward, it will be able to sort of move forward much quicker. Because you'll be sort of shifting the energy already as you release that, and that will bring in this new sort of mindset. So yeah, Pile 1, I feel like there's going to be a lot of new beginnings, but yeah, I would say release the need to push people away and to push yourself away. I feel like there's parts of yourself, even inside of you, that you are sort of resistant to looking at. And as soon as you embrace all of the aspects of yourself, it will be so much easier to move forward and to see things differently. Because you have a lot of powerful healing energy, a lot of spiritual, divine energy. And Spirit, I feel, really wants you to focus mostly on going with the flow and just trusting the universe, trusting yourself. I feel like you may have a bit of a trust issue with yourself. And so once you start to rely on yourself, be able to trust your own sort of thoughts and embrace every thought that comes into your mind without judgment, and just embrace all of the parts of you without judgment, it will be much easier to move forward and see things in a new way and see others also without judgment. And that might help you with healing yourself and others too. So yeah, that's what I'm seeing for you right now, Pile 1. We're going to look at the Moonology Oracle here, and we're going to figure out what your guides want you to know about this change. So what else do your guides want you to know here? What do Pile 1's guides want them to know? Be bold and make the first move. I'll put this one up here. Be bold and make the first move. We're going to get one more. I'm just going to say with this card, be bold and make the first move, I feel like this is very much Spirit asking you to initiate contact with your guides rather than them initiating contact with you. It's much more difficult for guides to sort of approach you if you're closed off, because they're in basically like another realm, sort of. Like, it's much harder for them if you're not aware of them, if you're not seeing life in, like I said, in this color yet. Then you won't be able to see blue and green and pink or whatever, right? Whereas if you start to change your perspective first and you start to open up to these new things and begin your initiation on your own, then it's going to be much easier for you to see these other beings and understand the messages that they have for you. Because I do feel like they have a lot of messages. But I feel like Spirit really wants you to, at least even, all you need to do really is just ask your guides for assistance. Ask your higher self to communicate with you. And just that small amount of just asking, that shows them that you want to make contact and that you want to understand more deeply what's going on. And that allows them to more easily approach you. Whereas if you're in this negative cycle and you're having a difficult time sort of opening up, it's going to be a lot harder for them to get in touch with you. So I think that's what that card is saying there. What else? Oh, that's too many. What else does Pile 1's Spirit Guides want them to know? What do Pile 1's Spirit Guides want Pile 1 to know? Of course, a new start is coming. Sorry about that again, Pile 1. Maybe the phone ringing could be indicating your spirit guides trying to contact you. It's like they're trying to call you, but if you don't pick up, they're not going to be able to convey their messages. And so I feel like they really do want you to call them first, because they're ready to pick up, but they want to know that you are ready to make that contact. But yes, a new start is coming. Absolutely. We have a lot of new beginning cards. We have a new start is coming. We have First Breath, Beginner's Mind. We have Innocence, Beginner. A lot of new energy coming in. A lot of new beautiful energy coming in. So there is going to be a major transformation. And I do feel like it is going to be very internal. And that internal change is going to express itself externally. I feel like a lot of people are going to be seeing a major change within you. And they may not see it right away. But eventually I feel like this is your authentic self. This is who you are meant to be. This is part of your purpose. And I feel like you know that, but maybe there's been a part of you that has been a little resistant to it because you're maybe a little skeptical of this sort of thing, or you don't feel like that type of healing really makes sense. But once you start to open your mind and come into this new sort of perspective, it's going to all sort of click together and make a lot of sense. So we're going to get a message from the Crystal Spirits Oracle. So what do the Crystal Spirits, and I think we're going to actually read a little bit from the book too, from this one. What do the Crystal Spirits want to say to group 1? What do the Crystal Spirits want to say to group 1? What message do the Crystal Spirits want? Come on, Crystal Spirits. What message do we have for pile 1? There we go. Oh, we actually got 2. All right, I was planning on only getting 1, but you know what? We'll get what we get. Scooch these ones over. So we have Obsidian, number 39, and Amethyst, number 4. So I won't probably read the whole thing, but we'll get the overall energy and any little points that are important. So we're going to look at Amethyst first, number 4. Familiarity, unconscious habits, old patterns in need of being released. Autopilot takes over when we require a rest from mental overload. While this reaction can serve us well, Amethyst's spirit brings a reminder to stop surrendering to the familiar. Be mindfully present to the now and examine your habits. Are they working for you the way that you want them to? Are you overdue for a new routine, perhaps a small, simple shift that can make a huge difference? What could you say more often to those you love, or do more often to nurture yourself when your go-to is to sacrifice for others? What habits could you begin to develop today to build your security and increase your prosperity? So it seems very much like this is about your habits. And I feel like we were saying with these cycles happening down here with these more negative cards or more obstacle cards, I feel like this is saying this is asking you to think about what you're doing in your life now that you're realizing is not suiting you anymore. What habits are you repeating just out of habit? And how can you change this to connect more with others? Assess your relationships with others. Are you giving too much to others, or are you hoarding your energy from others? So I feel like it really wants you to sort of think about your boundaries, think about your habits and how old conditions could be still trying to take over in this change. But I feel like you really have the ability, just by sort of seeing that and seeing the old habits, of erasing them. I feel like a lot of the time, all we need to do in order to move forward from what is holding us back is just to be aware of it, just to become aware of that thing. Even in ourselves, like say we have a habit to, what's an example? To lash out at other people. The first step is always to just recognize it. And once we recognize it, it gives it a lot less power because it's no longer in control of us. We are aware of it. So I feel like that's really what this amethyst is saying. So let's just quickly look at the obsidian. So this one says, observing the self, self-reflection, know thyself. When you look in the mirror, who looks back at you? I love that, because this card, sorry, I don't want to ruin everything, but look at this mirroring here. Sorry. But yeah, I feel like that very much goes with that card. When you look in the mirror, who looks back at you? How do you view yourself? Do you look into your own eyes and see something willing to acknowledge the past and learn from it? Do you see someone willing to step into a new identity, one more suited to the life that you want for yourself? All of us are ever-changing, and a mix of past, present, and hopes for the future. The challenge is to trust that the you that you are becoming will be loved, cherished, and supported, even if you are still just exploring your potential, still unfamiliar with the new territory you have entered. As you pondered what you wish to change, love the one you're with, you, Love yourself in all complexity, knowing that whatever strengths you need are present, and Obsidian Spirit is here to amplify them through the power of self-awareness. Just observing a particle or wave, the observer can change its form. So too, in observing yourself, can you begin the process of personal transformation. You are going to love the you are going to love the you that you are becoming. I think that's so funny. I was just saying with this one that just in observing something, you can begin to change it. So just in observing yourself, can you begin the process of personal transformation. So yeah, I feel like your first step, pile one, is just to observe yourself, just to observe the way that you're behaving and envision the life that you want to have, and compare how you are behaving in your life with the person that you will be once you enter this new life. Like, I don't know if I'm saying that right. Think about the person that you are and the life that you have now, the comparison between that, and then think of the person, what kind of person you would need to become in order to have the life that you seek, if that makes sense. So yeah, and then start observing what things are holding you back from becoming that person. And that will start the whole transformation process. And your spirit guides are here with you. They're ready to communicate. You have lots of support and help around you. I feel like there's lots of people around you too that want to support you. And even if you may not think that they do because you think that they have a different perspective from you, like maybe like I was saying with the black and white and color thing, maybe you think that they can't see in color like you can. I feel like maybe they can see more than you think, or maybe they don't need to see exactly your perspective in order to accept you as you are. So give a little bit more faith, relax and trust, accept what is happening, and start to make small changes. Even just becoming aware of habits or yourself, looking at yourself in the mirror and seeing what little parts make you uncomfortable. And then working from there can really be very helpful for you. So let's get just a few charms before we end this reading. A couple little ones. We got some little earrings. Okay, so we have the message in the bottle. So I feel like for you, that is, again, your spirit guides trying to communicate with you. We have a star here. I feel like this is saying that you can shine a lot brighter than you think. With this dragonfly, I feel like a lot of people are kind of scared of dragonflies because they zoom around really quickly, and they're kind of like insects, right? But look at how beautiful this dragonfly is. I feel like just because it's habit to think a certain way and perceive something one way doesn't mean that there isn't beauty inside of that thing. We have the number 3 here. Maybe that's symbolic to you. Maybe your life path number is a 3, or maybe that's the month of your birth or something. We have Aquarius here, and on the back it says friendly. And we have Pisces, and on the back it says intuitive. So yeah, I feel like these are saying, with Aquarius and friendly, I feel like it's saying become open to others. Start trusting others, and they will start trusting you more. Once you give, you will receive. Give without the expectation of receiving, and you will receive so much more in return. And intuitive. Yes, Spirit very much wants you to get in touch with your intuition and with your guides. Yes, so there's a lot of good energy coming in for you, pile 1. There's a big new start coming, and it all starts with an internal change. It all starts with you. You are the one that needs to make this first move in order to transform your life. And once you take that first step forward, I feel like Spirit will take 10 steps towards you. So Spirit just wants you to acknowledge what change you want and have a little step of awareness about the situation, and they will just bring so much more of that your way. So yeah, there's a lot of transformation here, a lot of spiritual transformation. I feel like you could be a healer. You could be bringing a lot of healing to others. And through this transformation, you will realize that, yeah, So a lot of beautiful energy here, Pile 1. I hope that you resonated with this reading, and if you did, you can go ahead and like and subscribe or comment down below if you feel like you want to do that. But yeah, other than that, thanks, Pile 1, and we'll see you next time. Bye! Hi, Pile 2. If you picked this quartz cluster, this is going to be your reading. So we're going to be figuring out what unexpected change is coming your way. So we're going to look at these bottom cards first, because they are going to be telling us the overall energy of this change. So the first one we have is inspiration. Beautiful. That is beautiful dark light contrast. Maybe you're in a dark moment right now, and the change is going to be this new sort of idea or inspiration that's coming in. The other card we have is New Beginnings. This card says, this fairy godmother heralds the joyous news of a new baby or the birth of a cherished idea. Protect and nurture your ideas as you would a baby. So there's definitely a feeling of some sort of idea, some sort of inspiration that's coming in for you, Pile 2. Something that you need to nurture and protect, like a baby. That's beautiful. So something new is definitely coming, and it's definitely going to be for some sort of, likely a creative project, but we're going to look into the tarot and see what we can get. See what extra information we can get. Pardon these cards. The Sirian Starseed Tarot is the biggest tarot I think I've ever experienced. So shuffling can be a little bit difficult. Okay, so what unexpected change is coming for Pile 2? What unexpected change is coming for Pile 2? 7 of Cups. Maybe you've been fantasizing a lot about some sort of idea, but maybe you felt like this could only be a dream in your imagination, and you don't know how to begin. Oop. We have the 5 of Crystals. What else? What is this unexpected change? We have the Sage of Crystals, and we have the 5 of Chalices. So the 5 of Cups. So we have the 7 of Cups, we have the 5 of Pentacles, or Crystals, we have the Sage, which is actually the Queen of Crystals, or Pentacles, and we have the 5 of Cups, or Chalices. Let's shift these over a little bit. Boop-a-doo. Yeah, I feel like maybe you have been in sort of a period of self-isolation. I feel like it's not so much for you necessarily that you feel left out. I feel like you have purposely, this is reminding me a lot of the Hermit card. And you can see there's this group of other beings over here that are kind of doing this sort of ritual or something. And she's over here on her own. And I feel like she's just searching for some sort of wisdom. I feel like she's waiting for this idea. And maybe that's the state you are in right now. Maybe you're in the dark and you're searching for this inspiration. But I feel like you're going to find it with the Sage of Crystals, which is the Queen. I feel like this is you after you've taken off this hoodie. You've taken your time and you're taking off your hoodie and you're going to come out into the world with this idea, with this beautiful potential, and you're going to realize it in reality and in the third dimension. We also have the 5 of Chalices. I'm going to clarify actually before I get into what that could mean, because I'm not sure. Okay, we're going to clarify with the Fantastical Creatures Tarot. So, let's see. Why is the 7 of Chalices here for group 2? What unexpected changes? Why is the 7 of Chalices here? We have the Queen of Swords. So yeah, I feel like out of this sort of confusion and fantasizing about your different options, you're going to find some sort of clarity. Some idea. Some great idea. We have strength. Why is the Sage of Crystals here? We have the Ten of Wands, and we have the King of Cups. So, yes, I feel like it's going to take strength. I feel like you need to be on your own to find this idea. Maybe there have been distractions around you with the Seven of Cups also, leading you to feel confused. And so you felt like you've needed to isolate from people. And maybe even it made other people feel like sort of this Five of Cups energy where they kind of feel hurt or like they've lost you because you've just taken some time. Maybe you didn't explain to them what you were dealing with or like what you needed to do, and so they feel like you just kind of left them and they feel sort of abandoned, but you're going to come back as this King of Cups and show them, no, look, I filled my cups. I'm the master of this. I can show you. Now I can express to you clearly what has been going on. With the Ten of Swords, I feel like there is an ending happening here. This could be the ending of isolation. There's strength. I feel like you've needed to be strong maybe to remove yourself from certain people. But now you're going to be coming back into the world with a new sort of, a new perspective, a new sort of level of emotional intelligence, I feel. And you're going to be able to express that to people. And I feel like they're going to understand what it is, the reason behind your isolation. And if you haven't been isolating, maybe this is saying that it's time to take a step back from people, even if they don't want you to. Even if they are saying, no, please, like just like stay talking to me, or like they feel, even if you know that they're going to feel left out if you cut off communication for a little while, I feel like you maybe sort of need that. You need to end this sort of cycle of clutter around you. I feel like there's all these like energies, and they're affecting your ability to see clearly and for you to think clearly. And yeah, I really feel like you need to just be strong and just take some time on your own. Maybe you need to go away on a little vacation, and other people are saying, no, I need your help. You need to help me with this thing, or like you promised you would do such and such. And maybe this is a time for you to assert your boundaries to other people and say, no, actually, I need this time for myself. I need to go and do this. I need to go do such and such. I need this amount of time. I need a day of just, quiet rest. Or maybe you're afraid that others will see you as being lazy, if you take a day to sort of just take a break, take a rest, and just go within. But I feel like you really need that. You need to cut off, even just for a little while, some of the external debris that is floating around you, because I feel like it's confusing you and you're unable to see clearly, which has been inhibiting you from seeing this beautiful inspiration and these beautiful new ideas. But once you have this inspiration and these ideas, you'll be able to come back with a fresh perspective and this cleansed energy, and you'll be able to come back to this situation and these people with new eyes and deal with whatever they have to say, or whatever conflict may arise. I feel like you'll be totally capable of dealing with that once you take this energy. But if you don't take this break, did I just say take this energy? If you don't take this break, I feel like you will just get even more overwhelmed, and it will be you that's sitting in this sadness, in this sort of feeling of being lost and burdened, overburdened with all this confusion and swords, and just like you can't, it's an energy of depletion. I feel like if you don't take this time, even though others will feel like you're depleting them, it's not your job to fill their cups. It's your job to fill your own cups, and it's their job to fill their own cups. And so you need to take this time for yourself. I feel like that's probably a big message for a lot of you, is that it's okay to take a break, and it's okay to take time for yourself, because you need it in order to create this beautiful change. And you have like beautiful ideas and incredible inspiration that's coming to you, and you won't be able to even see it if you're clouded with all of this extra fuzz and fluff and random stuff that's whirling around you. Yeah, so that's what I'm getting for you, pile 2. So now we're going to look at these oracle cards here. The bottom one here is how your fears are affecting this change. This will be interesting. The butterfly. Beauty. Interesting. This card here is what is possibly hindering this change. We have refusal of the call, which I actually feel is quite funny, because I feel like there is this call for you to take time to yourself. And the thing that's going to hinder this inspiration, like I said, is to refuse that call and to continue draining your energy around other people. So yeah, that makes a lot of sense. This card will represent what to heal and release for this change. We have Rose Gold Cosmic Pool. That's beautiful. Look at all these beings. Bathe in cosmic love. Soak up wisdom. It's funny, I feel like these other beings down here are these other people, and you are this beautiful owl, and I feel like you need to release the fear of these people judging you for what you need to do to heal yourself and to develop your own inspiration and ideas. And this is you returning to these sort of people that you've left behind and coming back with this inspiration. And look at how they're all surrounding this owl. Beautiful. And this owl has so much wisdom now. Ooh. And they can share this energy. See, there's like a halo, a spiral thing around this owl, and there's this sort of beautiful like galaxy halo around these animals. It's actually bringing all of these beings much closer together. This inspiration that you have, that you will find when you take this time. And I feel like if you refuse it, you will actually be refusing, you'll be depleting these people as well, because your wisdom and your idea and your inspiration is going to bring light to you, which is going to then bring light to others. So it's really important that you take this time, I think. I feel like you fear almost with this beauty card, in the place of how your fears can affect the change. I feel like you're afraid perhaps that these people will be jealous of you and what you've accomplished. And I feel like this is a message that they won't be. These animals are all here supporting you. Don't be afraid of what you can achieve, because you can achieve a lot. And as much as that might be overwhelming, it's a lot of energy to share with others as well. And don't be afraid that other people will be jealous of you. That is their own wounds to try to understand. That is not your problem. You only have to focus on yourself. And by doing that, unconsciously, you will even be helping these other beings. By raising yourself up, you will naturally raise up others. Yeah. For these 3 cards, this one now is how your hopes will affect this change. Your wishes, your beliefs, how will those affect this change? Partnership. Interesting. This one is what can help the change. So this was what hinders, and this is what helps. The fates. Oh, the workings of the universe. And this card is what to focus on, where to put your energy. Look for the signs. Pay attention. Expect an answer. Yeah, so with partnership here for what you wish, what you're hoping, and how that will affect the change, I feel like you are hoping to partner with one of the people that's surrounding you. You're hoping to partner with someone, and by maybe removing your energy from them for a little while, you're afraid that that's going to push them away, and that's going to make them feel like you don't love them, or feel like that you don't appreciate them, and that they don't want to be around you. But that's not that's not true. And I feel like they will want to partner with you as well if you take this time. I feel like once you return, the fates will be shining down upon you. I feel like there's this inspiration that you're going to be gaining is directly from the universe. It's directly from spirit. It's some sort of information that you can only gain through being alone and having that internal wisdom, having access to that silence and that internal wisdom. That's why the hermit needs to go on his own, because he needs to block out everything else so he can find that internal light and to have that guidance system for himself. And I feel like you need that before you can create this partnership. You need to understand your direction and where you want to go, so that when you return to these people or this person, you can take them with you and you can show them what you've learned. I feel like you need to have faith in the universe, because I feel like with this refusal of the call here, I feel like there is a call that is calling you to take this time. And if you refuse it, that is going to be refusing spirit. And by refusing spirit, you're sort of not messing with fate, because, you have free will, you can do what you want. But I feel like you will be sort of getting off the path of alignment, the path of your highest good. And you can always return to that path, but it's a lot more difficult once you get off the track to get back on. So yeah, I feel like this is spirit saying what's really going to help this change is, again, to take this time for yourself and to really connect with spirit and connect with this inspiration, because there's something beautiful that is ready to rain down upon you. Yeah, I feel like spirit wants you to focus your energy on the signs that are being shown to you. Maybe you've had a hard time believing that this, that you need to take this time, or that to follow your intuition in general. But this is spirit saying, pay attention. Expect to see signs from spirit. Expect to see the writing in the sky. Expect to see all kinds of different synchronicities and things that will show you the direction to go. Stay open to these messages. Maybe if you see a bear, that's a symbol of hibernation. Maybe that's showing you again, oh, I need to go into hibernation. I mean, we do have a bear on this card here. There's a bear there. Maybe that's a symbol for you of hibernation. Maybe the hermit, maybe there's all kinds of subtle ways, even in conversations with other people, that you can get these little signs and synchronicities. Maybe someone, maybe someone offers you to stay at their cottage or something, and you are thinking, oh, no, I think I should really stay with these people. I think they'll need my help or something, and you refuse that. That was spirit offering you this beautiful opportunity, and if you refuse it, that's going to really block this beautiful change from happening. But if you accept it and you are willing to receive these answers and these little tiny breadcrumbs from spirit, then this will quicken this change to happen. So yeah, I feel like spirit is very much trying to communicate with you and give you these little signs. Yeah. If you don't refuse the call. I feel like that would be my take on it. But yeah, I think that's mostly what we have here for you, Group 2. We're going to get some messages on what your guides want you to know about this change. So this will be interesting, because I feel like your guides are already saying a lot, but maybe this will help see some signs even. So what do Group 2? What do Group 2's? Okay, this already came. Look at the bigger picture. yeah, I feel like with, here, this one's coming out too, and your commitment is being tested. Okay, interesting. So with look at the bigger picture, I feel like this is Spirit asking you to see things from a higher perspective. Look at the whole workings of how things unfold. And overall, what will benefit the most people. Because you might think, oh, I need to stay here and help these people right now. When in reality, going and taking that brief bit of time for yourself will actually help those people so much more. But by focusing just on that situation without looking at the bigger picture, you'll miss out on seeing what truly will help you and those people and even more people on a grander scale. You can't see the help for the bigger picture if you don't look at the bigger picture. So take your perspective farther out. Be like this owl and fly up and see the situation from a higher perspective. And that is also, I feel like, what you'll be doing when you take this time for yourself. You'll be able to see more things from a higher perspective. And that will help your inspiration and these new ideas. Because I feel like you have a seed of wisdom or creativity inside of you, and it wants to blossom. But there's a lot of static around you right now, and it's very hard for you to focus on that inspiration. It's hard to be creative when your energy is scattered in so many different directions. And so I feel like your commitment to your creative projects and your commitment to yourself is being tested. Your commitment to your own healing journey is being tested. How much do you give to others, and how much do you give to yourself? And try to balance that out. It's so much easier to help others once you've helped yourself. It's so much easier. Okay. We are going to get a crystal spirit message. And we may even read it from the book. Okay. We have Amber. Beautiful. 3. Okay. Let's see what we have. Amber. Healing family patterns, releasing karma, preserving the wisdom gained by the lessons of the past. The families we come into as infants and the ones we grow up in offer us experiences that yield gifts. Lessons about love, about resilience and forgiveness, and about our own power to leave behind old ways and embrace the new. Our current families do this too. By exploring our relationship with family members, we can discover our own strengths and wisdom. Amber Spirit is here with a message to reconnect with the wounded story you still recount, one that is a legacy of your family. I feel like this could be the idea, these people surrounding you, this could be your family, and this could be the idea that if you're not working, that you're not good enough. The idea that the amount of work that you do is dependent, that you're, how do I say this? That you're, what's it called? Your self-esteem, your self-worth. Okay. That your self-worth, okay, this is the idea that perhaps your family has this continuous belief system that your self-worth is dependent on the amount that you work, or on the amount that you help your family, even if they're toxic, or even if they're not doing the same for you, right? There's this idea that, like, oh, I've given you this much, so you have to give me this much, or I did this for you, so you have to do something for me now. And this could be a toxic pattern that's happening in your family dynamic, and it could be a work thing. It could be that, if you take this time for yourself, you're afraid that your family's going to come out and say, oh, you went and you abandoned us, you took time for yourself, you're being selfish. You're thinking about yourself and not us, and not the greater good of all of us. But in order to ever break out of that, and I'm sure you want to, because that's not a very healthy way to be. It's It's a very common thing, but it can be very draining to be in that sort of environment. And so to remove yourself from that environment and to experience what it feels like to decide for yourself what you want to do, or just take some time to change your thought patterns, or think about something else other than always, how can I work to make my family think that I'm doing enough? How can I behave to make my family think that I'm doing enough? What can I do to make them think that I'm doing enough? What can I do for them? How can I be? Like, you don't want all of that to be, you don't want your entire way of being to be dependent on how you want your family to perceive you, or these people around you. And I feel like they're taking a lot of energy away from you. So I very much feel like, yeah, you need this time on your own to create this beautiful change, because I feel like you want to get out of this. You want to get out of this environment, and you will be able to, but you need to take that first step of removing yourself briefly from the situation, gaining that inspiration, gaining the new perspective and the clarity, and then you need to cherish that. Cherish yourself like a baby. Give yourself the nurturing that maybe your family didn't give you. And then bring that to them as well, because they likely didn't get that either. I didn't quite finish reading this. How beautiful is it to alchemically change the experience of family? This way, you may receive and give love within a family as defined by the heart and the magic of the conscious universe, who sends people your way to make sure you have the caring and affection you need and deserve. Friends can be new family, so maybe it's time for you to meet new people and create a new family, or meet your soul family. Reflect today on the love you have created for yourself and how precious you are, like a gem like no other. Reflect on the family surrounding you, the guides and manifestations of the conscious universe, here to support you and send you love, and then some more love. Look to those who choose to offer you this gift, for they are your human and animal family. Draw strength. Look at all these little animals down here. Maybe you have an animal family. Draw strength from knowing that love shows up always to bring you what is missing in your own family in the past. This balm is available for you to heal the family wound that has hurt for so long. Yeah, so I feel like there's a lot of family healing going on here. Yeah, but this will be changing, and it will be you that's changing it for yourself, as long as you do not refuse the call. It doesn't mean that this healing can't still happen if you refuse the call, but it just means that it will take longer. So, yeah, this is beautiful energy. There's a lot of transformative energy. You're going to be transmuting a lot of family wounds and a lot of, repetitive triggers and traumas that have happened in the past. And yeah, it's a lot of beautiful energy. You're going to spread this new sort of healing light on everyone. And yeah, your new inspiration and your new perspective and clarity is going to really help your entire family situation. So I think it's very important for you to take this time. That would be my advice. And look at the bigger picture. Look at even how your family in the past, how your grandparents have like treated your parents, and how your parents have treated you, and that whole family line, and look at how they've created each new sort of generation, and then figure out how you can change that. Maybe you're going to be a parent soon, and so maybe you need to learn this in order to create a new family. Maybe you're going to be creating a new family, and you want to understand these new ways of being so that you don't repeat the same patterns of your parents and your grandparents. Okay, we're gonna get some charms. Oh, these are very different. From pile 1, we have 12. This could be a life path number, which would actually mean your life path is 3. And we also have another 3 here. I don't know if you can see that. So 3, 3, 33, 6. Maybe the Lovers is important. 12 is the Hanged Man. So yeah, again, that's taking time for isolation and reflecting, seeing things from a new perspective, flipping upside down. The Hanged Man is upside down, trying to see things from a new perspective and trying to release what no longer serves him. So maybe that could be what's going on here. And then 3 is the Empress. So that's very nurturing energy. Kind of reminds me of this being here, this sort of mothering energy. We have this earring here. I always think of communication when I see this because it has a little blue stone. So the throat chakra, maybe you need to speak up to your family. Maybe once you've taken this time to sort of isolate and meditate and think of things, think of new ideas and new perspectives and inspiration, maybe you will need to communicate this to your family. We have a feather here. This is reminding me of that message of seeing things from a higher perspective, looking at the bigger picture, this owl flying over and seeing things from a bigger perspective. I feel like that's very important for you. And we also have this little man here who is climbing. He's climbing? I don't know if he's climbing or hugging. He kind of looks like he's hugging an invisible creature. So it could be that you feel like you've been trying to climb out of this for some time now and you haven't been making much progress. But I feel like if you just keep going and you take some time for yourself, you can do this. You can push through and you can transmute this energy. Change is coming. It's just a matter of whether you will hear the call now or whether you'll hear the call in a bit more time. But yeah, just keep going. He kind of looks like he's hugging an invisible being. So maybe this is you embracing yourself and accepting yourself for all that you are, and accepting yourself for, like I was saying about those family wounds of only having that self-worth when you're working very hard or you're doing exactly what they're saying that you need to do, having all of these sort of conditions on love. Maybe this is you sort of learning how to unconditionally love yourself so that you can unconditionally love others and they can learn to unconditionally love you in return. Yeah, and I feel like also with this partnership card, maybe there is a partner coming in, but maybe you needed to heal these family wounds before that could happen. And maybe that was your plan. You want to heal these family wounds before that can happen because you don't want to repeat the same patterns that have been repeated throughout your family history. Yeah, so wow, that's what I'm seeing for you, pile 2. It looks like there's going to be a lot of beautiful new energy coming in, but don't forget to look for the signs that Spirit is bringing to you, because I feel like Spirit really is trying to send you messages and send you signs and synchronicities and things. Spirit is calling you from inside of you, and if you answer the call, I feel like this change will happen very, very naturally, very beautifully, and yeah, you will be able to share this expansion with your family or with whoever is surrounding you, and that will help you and them, and it will bring this new sort of light to everyone in your life. So that's beautiful energy, pile 2. If you resonated with this reading, you can go ahead, like, subscribe, comment if you feel like you want to do so, and yeah, thanks so much, pile 2, and we'll see you next time. Bye! Hi, pile 3. If you picked this pretty bluey purple kind of crystal ball, this is going to be your reading. And we're going to be looking at what changes are coming in for you. What unexpected changes are coming in. Or change. We're going to be focusing on one change, hopefully. Okay, so these 2 bottom cards are going to be expressing to us the overall energy of this change. So, we have lighten your load. Maybe you've been feeling burdened, like you're carrying too much on your back, like you're carrying the whole world on your back. Looks like this is going to be changing for you. And we have wisdom. That's beautiful. I like that card. It says, have you ever been told that you're wise beyond your years? Now is time to call upon your inner fairy wisdom to help you with a challenge. So yeah, maybe you're dealing with a challenge right now and you feel overburdened. You feel like you've taken on too much. Maybe you have too many projects or too much work, or, sometimes life just, too many people ask you to do something, or there's just too much on your plate. And it's time for you to call upon your inner fairy wisdom to help you with this challenge, because yeah, there could be a lot going on in your life right now and you need some assistance. And and wisdom with regards to this challenge. So yeah, this is what's changing. I feel like whatever challenge is happening for you, whatever is overwhelming in your life right now, is going to start to settle down. So we're going to be using the Starseed Tarot here. And these cards are huge, so it's very difficult to shuffle them without them going everywhere. But okay, let's see. What unexpected change is coming for pile 3? What unexpected change is coming in for group 3? Whoa, I feel like this one... Oh, there's 3 coming out right there. And one more. Okay. We have reason. That is the Emperor. Oh, I'm pretty sure it's number 4. Number 4 is usually the Emperor. We have Seeker of Chalices, which is the Page of Cups. We have the 5 of Chalices, which is the 5 of Cups. It's very similar imagery here. And we have the 8 of Orbs, which is the 8 of Swords. So yeah, I feel like maybe you are typically a person that likes to have a lot of control over your sort of reality. You like to have control over what is surrounding you. You like to know what everything is doing, how everything is working out. You want to know all of the workings of how everything is going on in your life. And I feel like this could be part of the burden that you're feeling right now, is because you're trying to take control over every aspect of your life. And it's very difficult. You're feeling very constricted, very constrained, and there's so much going around. Like, look at these orbs around her mind and this sort of, these vines or roots wrapped around her in this blindfold. She can't see anything. She's trapped. She can't see anything. And yet there's so much going on in her head. So I feel like that could be you. You're feeling very, very constricted, even though you're trying to control everything. But I feel like it is the control that you're trying to have over your life and over all of these situations that is causing you to feel constricted, because it's hard to see everything. It's hard to know everything all at once and to control every little detail. And I feel like you need to break free. You need to find this wisdom to help you. I feel like you may get to this point where you just feel like you have to let go, like you have to just crumble in a way to rebuild yourself, because it's almost like this this intensity is building and building, and the sort of burdens are building and building to a point where it just sort of explodes and breaks you apart, and then you get to rebuild yourself after that. And I feel like this is the point right before you burst, and then you can rebuild this in a new way. With the Seeker of Chalices, this is someone who is searching for the emotional depths inside of themselves. And look at how open she is to receiving answers and to receiving guidance from her emotions. Because I feel like maybe you're a bit closed off to your emotions. Maybe there's a piece of you. Maybe that's part of your control. You like to have control over your emotions, but you can't always have control over your emotions. All you can do is be aware of what they are. And so I feel like you might feel a bit lost for a while, but I think you will break free. But let's get some clarifiers. I feel like this is going to be a huge reworking. Even though the tower isn't showing up here, I feel like there's going to be a sort of tower moment, or like a death and rebirth happening here. There's going to be a sort of breaking free. I feel like you feel caged in a sort of way, but I feel like you have put yourself in this cage to try to confine your life to be something that you can control, when in reality you just want to break free, because this cage is making you feel burdened, and you've had the key all along. But it's time to realize that and break free and step into the unknown, because maybe you're a person that likes to have a handle and know everything that's going on, but sometimes the unknown is the most beautiful place to be when you don't know what's going to happen. And that's what this change is all about, right? This is an unexpected change that's coming. So maybe you're not expecting that you're going to be breaking free of your old patterns. You're going to be letting go of control, but I think that might be what's happening. Okay, why is the Emperor here? Why is reason here? Yeah, maybe you like to explain things with a very practical sort of mindset. And this is saying reason isn't always, you know, there isn't always a simple explanation. What's it called? There isn't always a practical explanation for everything. Sometimes things just happen out of the ordinary, and you can't explain it. And I feel like that's what's going to be maybe happening. Okay, why is reason here? The High Priest. So that is a lot of wisdom happening there. Wisdom. Inner guide, or maybe an outer guide. That's too many. Why is the Seeker of Chalices? Why is the Seeker of Chalices here, Spirit? For this unexpected change. For pile 3. The Ace of Swords. Definitely some clarity coming in. Definitely some clarity. A new opportunity, maybe. Maybe this is just the opportunity to break free of your own cage. Maybe you have a lot of self-limiting belief systems that are keeping you trapped. We have two. We have the Knight of Swords and the Ten of Cups. Normally I'm just taking one, but, you know, sometimes you gotta take both. And why is the Eight of Orbs here? The Three of Cups. Yeah, I feel like you will be breaking out of this because we do have, you know, a lot of wisdom going on here. We've got the High Priest, which is a guide. It's a very wise sort of man. He's the priest. He knows a lot, and he's very committed to his place as a guide. And, you know, it's like this Emperor here is transforming into this High Priest. It's a 4 to a 5 also. So I feel like you could be very much transforming from one way of being to another way of being. The Emperor can be sort of limited in his ways and very practical and very, very controlling. And the High Priest, as much as he's committed to his efforts and he's committed to his teachings, he is much more open and much more receptive to the universe and the messages from the universe and wisdom in general. And so I feel like also with the Ace of Swords, you know, and the Seeker of Chalices, you are opening up to this new perspective. You are opening up to this new way of being, and you're opening up to emotions. You're releasing control, because emotions, you can't control them. It's like the ocean. You have no control. You have to just flow with the waves. You can't control the ocean. You can't tame the ocean. Yeah, so I feel like you are going to be breaking free and opening to this new perspective. This is this change. The Knight of Swords also, he can be sort of set in his ways too. He can come off sort of cold, but again, he's still very wise. Swords are a lot about wisdom and the mind and intelligence, and I feel like this is opening to a new perspective still. He's willing to see things. And we have the Ten of Cups clarifying the Five of Cups. So I feel like through this transformation, you're going to realize how much abundance lies in letting go. And letting go of control, letting go of certain ways of being, just letting go of everything. Releasing the reins. We have the Three of Cups, which is celebration. I feel like you're going to feel such a sense of relief once you just open that cage and you fly out. I feel like, yeah, this is a beautiful change coming. This is a lot of these changing energies, these changes coming in have been perspective changes for all these piles. I think they've been a big change in perspective. But yours is not even just a change in perspective. It's a change in the way of being. Yeah, a lot of release and control. That's what I'm feeling. Okay, so these next cards that we're going to be looking at, this bottom one is going to tell us how your fears are affecting this change. So let's look at that. Trust. Yes, you have not had faith in the universe or the world, or faith in life in general. You've felt like it's up to you to create, you know, what you need in your life. And that's why you've taken control of every aspect you possibly can in your life. But that is burdening you so much. It takes a lot of energy to try to control everything. It really does. And I'm sure you can feel that. And so your fear of trust, your fear of letting go, your fear of faith in life is really, it is affecting this change. It is holding it back. But let's see what else is hindering this change. Straddling worlds, wandering between realms. So maybe you're going back and forth. You're trying to let go. I feel like maybe this is a bit of a confused energy that you're feeling. This is a 7. 5 and 2 is 7. And this is kind of reminding me of the 7 of Cups. It kind of feels like maybe you're a little bit muddled and you're not really sure how to let go. And so you're sort of in this state of trying to control things a little bit and trying to let go of other things. And you're not really sure what the boundary is between releasing control and taking action in certain aspects, or still moving towards your goals and still being active in your life while you're letting go and you're taking a back seat and you're letting the universe also work with you. So I feel like you're having maybe a bit of a hard time balancing out these two aspects together. And sorry about the cat. I might just let him downstairs. Sorry about that. That was my little black cat trying to go downstairs. Zosifer. He was trying to get downstairs. So maybe even with all these interruptions, I always like to, relate them to the reading. Maybe this is all you need to do to break out of the cage, is to ask, to just ask. Can I go down? Can I get out of here, please? And then Spirit will come over and open the door for you. Yeah, but back to this straddling worlds. Yeah. There is a balance that needs to happen, and I feel like you're having a hard time understanding that balance. And that is, again, hindering this change a little bit. But it's not so much hindering it as it is, it's just the transition point that you need to go through. The next card here is what to heal or release. We have oneness. Look for the common humanity. Invoke Lemurian light. So with oneness, I feel like maybe you are a person that tends to see things in a sort of, not isolated way, but you like to see things, well, it's just not that you like to, but you just have a habit of seeing things from your perspective. Obviously, you see from your perspective. It makes sense to see things in that way. But I feel like this card wants you to release the idea that you are just an individual, that you are just one person fighting for your own life and doing your own thing and trying to control every aspect of your life. I feel like Spirit really wants you to see the interconnections of the world, of the entire world, and how everyone affects everyone else. It's like the butterfly effect. A butterfly flaps its wings and it affects something across the world. This is you. Every change that someone makes affects everyone else. Every tiny little change, every perspective shift shifts something somewhere else in the world. And all those around you too, probably. So I feel like this is Spirit really saying, release your own identity, the idea that you are just one person, and start to see the unity in the world. Yeah. This card here is going to represent your beliefs and how that affects the change, like your hopes. We have mystery. Maybe you see the world is a mystery. Maybe you want to uncover the mystery. But sometimes, you know, in the world, there's things that we just aren't meant to know at the certain moment. You know, there's time to discover everything. This card here is what can help quicken the change. We have Whale Song. So this card, sorry about my hand shaking. This card is all about the deep resonance within your heart and following your own inner guidance system, following that song within your heart that is guiding you and telling you what you need to do. And it's like when you have a creative nudge, that's spirit saying, this is something that can help you grow and help you expand. So I feel like you listening to these little voices from spirit can very much help this change. It's going to help you find wisdom as well. We have the Law of Grace, number 41. Be your divine essence, dissolve in all grace. I feel like with these two unicorns here, I feel like there's a very reflective sort of energy of two worlds combining. I feel like I got this in another reading too, but I feel like this is very much you seeing, this is balance here, is what I'm getting. There's a lot of dualistic sort of energies of you trying to balance one thing with another. Like I was saying with Straddling Worlds, you're trying to balance letting go with still having some control over your life and still being able to make decisions. And I feel like this will require you to sort of look at yourself in the mirror, see your reflection, and see what those aspects are. See what you can have control over, and see which things you need to leave up to the divine. Because sometimes things just happen in life and there's nothing we can do. But I feel like you have been striving to control your life, and you have been finding it very difficult to grasp every aspect of your life. And I feel like Spirit really wants you to know that the thing that you have the most control over is your perspective. You can change the way you see the world. You can change your belief systems. You can change how you behave. You can change what you can control. And so I feel like Spirit is really saying, awaken to the mystery of life. Accept that there are going to be things that you can't control. There are going to be things that you can't know or understand. The universe is a vast place. It's an endless thing that we can't comprehend with our human minds. And so Spirit just wants you to understand the balance between releasing and control, making a decision and letting things just take course. It's very much a balance also between masculine and feminine energy, because the masculine energy does like to control, does like to have power, and does like to dominate. And I feel like you've been working from a sort of masculine energy. Doesn't mean you're a guy, it just means that you've been working from a masculine perspective. And that's very common in this world, to be in a masculine state of mind, because we are very centered around that type of energy of work, action, take action, have power. And we're not as open to the receptive side of things, to the more feminine side of things, to just receive and to take a step back and to watch things unfold. And yeah, I feel like this, maybe look up the feminine energy and how to balance out your masculine and feminine energies, because I feel like that is going to be very important for this transformation. It's going to really help you lift a giant burden, because every single person has masculine and feminine inside of them. And I very much feel like the goal of all of life is to balance out your energies and to learn how to use the different parts of yourself for the most benefit of you and others. And so that's really what Spirit wants you to do, is to balance out your energies. Ooh, these are not shuffling very well. so sorry, pile 3. Yeah. And that feminine energy also involves listening to your heart. Oh, whoa. Okay, so now we're going to be figuring out with these Moonology cards more messages from your guides, what they want you to know about this change. What else do pile 3's guides want them to know about this change? Just before I pick a card, I'm noticing how much pink and purple and blue energy is in these cards here. And there's a lot of green too. But these colors represent a lot of the higher chakras. Pink is the crown chakra, purple is the third eye chakra, and blue is the throat chakra. So I feel like there is a lot of energy coming down from spirit, trying to guide you and help you. And through accessing this feminine energy, it's going to really help you learn how to be open and learn how to receive these things coming from higher dimensions, because I feel like there's a lot of wisdom surrounding you, and there's a lot of wisdom that you can have access to, and all you need to do is just, take a peek inside of your heart. Let go of your old identity. I don't think it's going to be serving you anymore. Okay, what your guides want you to know. We have, what do you need to release? What are the odds? What do you need to release, pile 3? You need to release your identity. You need to release control. Maybe there's other things that you need to release that I'm not even mentioning here, but you got to look within and figure out what these things are. And we have, nothing will come of this situation. So with this card, I feel like this is going back to that energy over here with the 8 of orbs, of you feeling constrained and feeling like there's nothing that you can do about this situation. But there is. Just bring awareness to this experience. Bring awareness to the state that you're in, and you will start to see shifts happening. I feel like that's very much your own perspective, that nothing will come of the situation, because I'm seeing a lot of things happening from the situation. I'm also thinking maybe nothing will come of this situation if you don't release control. Things won't be able to change if you don't change them. That is the thing that you have control over. You can control this shift. You have control over that. And if you like control, then make this shift. You can do it. Sometimes we fear how much control we really do have over ourselves. And we feel, we can feel like it is our fault that we're not progressing. And as much as that can be true, we have phases of life. Everyone's going to be in these dark places, and you can't always get yourself out right away. You can't always, accept things as they are. And that's okay too. But I think it's going to help you to know that you can change it, that it is in your power to change it. And it's kind of ironic that the thing that you can control is releasing control. So it's kind of a weird energy, but I feel like that's what Spirit wants you to know. The thing that you can control is releasing control. Interesting. So we have Sodalite here. Number 52. So we're going to read from the book, because it's hard to remember what these messages are, and I feel like the book is very, very helpful. Okay. So this one says, intentionality, conscious awareness, an awakened state, inner knowing, self-confidence, clear expression of intentions. A state of conscious awareness is the key to clearly communicating your intentions to the conscious universe. The message of this crystal is to be fully awake as you make choices large and small that will influence your well-being. It's when we fall asleep to our spiritual nature and connection with the universal consciousness that old habits return and we forget our commitment to personal transformation. Sodalite Spirit has appeared to help you wake up and notice whether you are becoming complacent and not following through as you promised yourself you would. Now is a time to reconnect with the conscious universe so that Sodalite Spirit can magnify your awareness, helping you to recognize whether your conscious and subconscious intentions are in sync so that you do not get in your own way as you co-create what you desire. Yeah. I feel like you do have the desire to create a different state. Your intention is there, but you need to follow through with this. And I think you definitely have the ability to. Remember, see the interconnection of the universe. See the connection between all of the beings, the unity that we have here on Earth. Because it's very hard to remember that we are all one source, one energy being experiencing life through all sorts of different humans and experiences. It's very easy to get trapped in your own person, in your own person suit, in your own identity. So, yes, I feel like, yes, you have the ability to change this. And a lot will come of this situation once you release what is holding you back and you balance out these energies. So we're going to get some little charms here before we end this reading. Okay, we got some little zodiac things too. Scorpio. So you could be a Scorpio, or you could know someone that's a Scorpio, or you could just be a water sign, which is Cancer, Scorpio, and Pisces. We also have Sagittarius, which is a fire sign. You could be a fire sign or a Sagittarius, or you could also be Aries, Leo, or Sagittarius, which are all fire signs. These both start with S's. Maybe you have an S in your name. Maybe your name starts with an S, or maybe your last name starts with an S. We have a dolphin here. Dolphins are very wise creatures, and we did get a card that said Lemuria on it. This one, look for the common humanity, invoke Lemurian light. And the Lemurians were a past civilization, an ancient civilization that I used to know more about because I had researched it a lot a while ago, but I think that they're very connected to dolphins because I think they were very much a water civilization. I mean, I could be wrong, but I think dolphins carry on that wisdom of Lemuria. And so maybe you need to get in touch with dolphins or see the symbolism of dolphins or look into Lemuria. Maybe there's some sort of wisdom in there for you. Who knows? There's all kinds of little bits of wisdom from different places. We have a 3 here. Maybe your life path number is 3. There's a star here. I feel like this is saying that you have a lot more potential than you know. You can shine a lot brighter than you can even conceive. We have a message in a bottle. I feel like this is spirit trying to communicate with you. And we have this little man, or androgynous being, I'm not really sure. I don't know. It doesn't have a gender. It's just a climbing person. Or someone that's hugging someone else. I'm not really sure. But I feel like, actually, this kind of reminds me of the 4 of Pentacles, of like the person that's holding on. And I feel like this person isn't holding on to anything. So maybe this is you. You're still holding on. You're trying to control, but what you're holding on to isn't even really there. And so once you release it, it will just lift your burdens without even changing your changing actual external things so much. It's more of an internal perspective change and an internal release. It's like when you're so tense and then all of a sudden you get a massage and you feel so much better. I feel like that's spirit wanting to give you a massage and say like, it's okay. You don't need to be so tense. You don't need to tighten your muscles and have all this resistance. It's okay to just let go and to go with the flow. Yeah, so there's a beautiful change coming for you, and what will really quicken up this change is if you release your identity, if you release control. And like I said, it's funny how you have the one thing you have control over is your ability to release control. So yeah, really listen to your heart. Try to balance out those masculine and feminine energies. Try to balance out that giving with that receiving, that action with that non-action, that openness with that, control. Let go, but also know what you do have control over. And that's mostly your own perspective a lot of the time. You always have control over your own perspective. You don't always have control over your emotions, but you can control how you react to your emotions. And so that, I think, is part of the key here. Learn to trust in your heart and in the universe and in the interconnectivity of the world. And I think a lot will change for you. So yeah, I think that's all I have for you, Pile 3. I hope that something here resonated for you. If it did, you can like and subscribe or comment down below. Yeah, I hope that you gained something from this reading. And thanks so much for watching, Pile 3, and we'll see you next time. Bye!